The umpire throwing the ball in the air. I don't think we'll see it bounce too often today. Conditions a little bit foreign, I guess, to North Melbourne after they played so well against the Tigers. Gibson gets the hand pass out. It's picked up by Richardson, who goes out wide towards the boundary line into the open spaces. A chance out there for Leslie to pick the ball up. Could be a very low-scoring affair here this afternoon. Brayshaw caught behind Roberts, who takes the mark right on what's left of the boundary line. The refrigerator, as he's known. Big high flyer was Rowe. Got two hands to the ball. Williams on the bottom of the pack, and I think we'll see him down there a lot today. Bain gets up pretty quickly. That was well done by the little fellow. He couldn't effect a hand pass. It's a real scramble, and almost a push in the back there to a North Melbourne player.
Peter, as well as having the home ground advantage, Brisbane really would have the advantage of the conditions because it has rained up here for days now.
Cab driver was saying they hadn't seen the sun in something like 20-odd days, Don, and you'd believe it. The car park, as I said, is shut. Roberts off the ground. Brayshaw touched, or was it a goal? It's a goal. First blood to the Bears.
First blood to the Brisbane Bears. Good effort. And there's Matty Larkin from the centre of the ground, a high one towards up. That is courage. Now, this is the guy before the game I said is the most promising youngster I've seen league football for a long time. Number 18, that's Carey. The short pass is on. It's a bad one, though, straight to Rodney Eade. Eade, a quick hand pass to half-back. It's around the centre-half forward area for North Melbourne. In after it was Cracker. Oh, strong play in the clinches there as they charge in after it. There's Longmire doing some heavy work. 12 goals last week, of course, against Richmond. Still in after it. Great play by Longmire. Straight to David Bain for the Bears. There was a bit of a push in the back. Rowe has got it, though. Johnny Platten look-alike. Rowe towards half forward to the open spaces. Now, who'll get there first? It's good play. Mark Roberts showing a lot of agility onto the left foot. That is great football to Gastev. What great play that was, Don.
And it's good to see Brisbane taking use or making use of this ball early because it will get heavier as the quarter goes on. Adverse conditions, the umpires will change the ball at each quarter, but the ball is relatively dry at this stage. Now, this man on screen is a bit of a worry for the Bears. He's lost 4 kilos over the past week, and they had blood tests through the weeks, and a question mark as to whether he'd actually line up today.
Gastev from 30 metres fires at goal. I think it's the second one of the game to the Bears. What a great start.
The ruck duels at centre field, but as you can see, they haven't got it very far. In fact, it's just about back in the circle now for North Melbourne. Buckley, a high kick to the half-forward line. Carey was the high flyer and comes down with it, and that's a brilliant mark, Pete, under these conditions.
Oh, he's a top player, this kid.
Tries the spiral punt. He's got onto it too. And he'll go up to the forward pocket. Longmire, almost. Is that a mark? He should pay it. John Longmire, kicked 12 in a club record against the Tigers.
Geez, what promising key forwards they've got for the future in these two.
Carey and Longmire.
Oh.
He'll run around. See what he can do with this. One behind. So North Melbourne's opening score in the first quarter, they trailed by 11 points. Good start for the Bears. 2 goals under these conditions. Probably as good as 4.
And how often do you see a player get onto a torpedo as Carey did on a wet day, and they simply go for miles?
And the drop punts don't go for miles today. Knocked down by Hepburn. Cracker, then he had his head taken off. The umpire has already blown the whistle. And it's going to be a free kick to the Bears. Taken by McIver. Coming straight down the centre of the ground. That's the way to play it today. And the mark taken for them down there by Keane. Keane at midfield. Bears looking good so far. Gastev, best and fairest winner last year, almost caught by McRae. That was a good tackle. Stevens, a good block. Chance for Ben Harris to pick the ball up and get it back to Gastev, which he does on centre wing.
Bears looking pretty sharp, and I just saw that first goal. I think we'd give that to Lachlan Sim, number 20, as we just saw him a moment ago.
Well, I gave it to Roberts.
Did you?
The safe side.
I don't know whether he got a boot to it. Still, only the goal umpire knows that at this stage, as the ball is punched out wide. Stevens couldn't control it. There's Lachlan Sim, the player I just mentioned, towards half forward, and that's Dean McRae taking a nice safe chest mark. This is going to be a very good contest. This is a young team of goers, North Melbourne, against a side that plays very well on this ground, the Bears. Socket off the ground for North, up towards, oh, brilliant play, Carey, that was fantastic. From the 50-metre line, onto the left foot, is this a goal? No, it was touched, I think, by Longmire. Probably should have shepherded that one, it might have bounced through. But brilliant play by Carey. He's looking a real danger at centre-half forward. North on 2 behinds. Brisbane 2 goals straight. Mark Zanotti. They're handling that ball very, very well. In all fairness, this ground is a magnificent ground, considering the rain had in recent weeks. The surf is pretty good. That's David Bain from centre wing. Martin Leslie was at the back. Taken away by Brett Ellison. Ellison centering the ball back towards Andrew Cracker. That was good play. Cracker will try and get onto that left foot. Looks like his brother Jimmy and kicks like the other brother Phil as he goes to halfway. Look at Longmire up in front. That's good football. A long hand pass is a good one. A further one to Carey. Carey's got an open goal. Stabs it in and hits the post. And so that will be deemed out of bounds on the full.
Well, he is looking dangerous. Peter must agree with you. He's had 3 touches so far. And obviously Norm Dare would be concerned. Richardson marks in front of Stevens. And the play will be brought back and the ball will be thrown in. Now, what did he do there? Did he run out of bounds?
Run out of bounds with the ball, I think.
I often believe when players go out of bounds to take a kick, the ball should be out of bounds, but it's not. Just to be different, it was then. Richardson again. Oh, Ben Harris.
Should have been a free kick, it is.
I think it might be. He's paying the advantage rule. It's going to North Melbourne. Richardson tries to fist the ball clear. McIver back to Richardson again. Chance down there for Sid with Hepburn. Good hip and shoulder. Harris nudges the ball along. Leslie pushing the back by Angus almost. And Allison carts the ball and his opponent Gastev over the boundary line for a throw in close to centre wing. Rain has almost stopped. Micken, former captain and the late inclusion in the side. Cracker. Chance for Stevens. Dispossessed pretty quickly. And again, it's out of bounds. No one gaining too much over there. Not cold to sit on the bench today. Kevin Caton. He'll be pretty keen to get into the action. As we wait the boundary throw in again. Knocked down by Micken. It's a real scramble out there, isn't it? Buckley's in there. Finally out to Cracker, shepherded by Stevens. And that's a good mark taken by Peter German.
German to Harvard. Carey is in sensational form at half forward. He's got a big leap on and hugs that ball high to his chest.
Well, actually, you hit it on the nail, Peter. He hugs it to his chest, and that is the type of mark you've got to take in conditions like today. And the other beauty about him is he keeps his eye on the ball.
Does he ever? He's only 18 years of age. And what a future.
He's holding down that difficult position, centre-half forward.
Well, I'll predict he'll be a future champion, this kid. I've seen enough of him already this year. 45 metres out, directly in front, sets sail for goal, and I think he split the centre. Yes, it's a goal to North. Brisbane Bears still in front, but North starting to get their game going now. The umpire's found a free kick for in the back. It'll go to Lachlan Sim. If Sean Hart comes onto the ground in a moment, you'll see 2 real lookalikes play similar games too, as Richardson gets the ball to centre wing, and he found Gavin Keane.
On to Richardson again, probably the Bears' best player at the moment, up towards full forward. It looks like Angus with the ball. It is.
Great mark.
It was a great mark. He's going to test North Melbourne's defence out tonight, or today too. We saw them in great form against the Tigers. German right on centre wing. Class player, this fellow. Good kick under the conditions. And the mark taken by Micken. A couple of seasons back, had trouble with an eye. He's had a lot of injury problems since he's been here at Carrara. And a sliding mark, dragged in by Leslie, former South Australian. Centering kick is a poor one. And the mark to Cracker, right on the defensive 50-metre line.
He's gaining more confidence with each game, young Andrew Cracker.
Going to be a good player. Hasn't kicked the ball particularly long. In fact, he's kicked it straight to Micken, so it's kick for kick.
2 uncontested marks to Micken.
Now the John Platten look-alike is Rowe. Oh, I thought he was off.
He was looking.
So did Schwass. Now he gets a call from the umpire to play on. He does. Not a bad kick. Up towards half forward for North Melbourne, or for the Brisbane Bears rather. Allison putting pressure on Gastev, might have almost been in the back. Bears supporters thought so. It's going to be a ball up at the true centre half forward position. Norm Dare, former Fitzroy star, who took over the coaching here this year in, I think we could say, controversial circumstances. McCarthy had a grab at it. couldn't get clear. Shuffled out the back to Bain. He was grabbed when not in possession. Williams on the bottom of the pack, isn't he always? And it's a pretty big pack too.
Conditions like this, Peter, we've already seen players kick the ball off the ground. When you're in a packed situation such as that, endeavour to hit the ball on towards goal. Just keep the thing moving towards goal. North Melbourne are going to make a change. Donald McDonald coming on, off, on.
I think it's Crocker.
And limping off is Crocker.
Stevens soccers the ball towards centre wing. Richardson again, but it's Bain. He'll have to be pretty good to get around German. He does. As McRae got the mark? I don't think so, says the umpire. Harris chips in and gets boot the ball and kicks the Bears to right half forward.
Right up at the half forward line. Here's Dale. Gastev went in very hard on Cracker. That was good play, John Gastev, but Cracker brilliantly gets it out to Ross Smith. He unfortunately slips. It's grabbed there by Allison. A quick kick to centre wing, but it's marked by McIver. He'll love these conditions. A short one further afield to Brad Edwards. Two former Fitzroy players combining there. There's a great mark. And another ex-Fitzroy man, Bernie Harris. 45, that was a top mark.
And again, it's just marked, Peter.
Have a look at this in replay.
It's a great grab.
Well, that's the way they do it. They're handling that ball very, very well, which says a lot for the ground, in my opinion. One of the best weather grounds in the AFL. And Bernie looks, well, he's going short, and that is intelligent play to Micken. And Micken letting the umpire know where the mark is.
Bad marking by North Melbourne.
Well, he's taken 3 uncontested marks so far, Micken. And I don't think that Wayne Schimmelbusch will like that too much. Micken from 40 metres, directly in front. Left foot, fades it across and will be lucky to score a behind. Just sneaks it in. See Donald McDonald on the mark, 2-1-13 to 1-2-8. So the margin is 5 points. McDonald taking the place of Crocker. Sends it to the outer side of the ground. He's looking there for McRae. McRae gets the run of the ball. Now, will it sit for him? He sensibly soccers it off the ground to centre wing on one-on-one contest. German against Mike Richardson. Back it came towards McRae. Further afield it goes from Keane. Over to McIver, socket off the ground. Back it comes to Liam Pickering. That's good football by North. Over to German. Danger now for the Bears because German's got it. A lovely pass to Buckley. Over it goes to Pickering. Pickering, the long kick at goal. Is this another one to North? That is great football.
Point after that goal to Pickering. Rowe gets caught, but I thought he ducked his head, and the umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. He's hooked the kick up towards half forward. No mark played. Leslie goes through pretty solidly to get the ball away from Rock. Williams, well tackled by Schwass. Gastev, hand pass a little bit too slick for Bain, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt here today. Rock, it is pretty slippery. And he played well against Richmond too. Now, that is a free kick to Ushenko for on the shoulder. Alex Ushenko, formerly of the West Coast Eagles.
Much slimmer, Pete.
He is, isn't he? To half forward, 2-on-1 in favour of North Melbourne. Ball booted away. Somebody's lost a boot out there, speaking of such. Now goes McIver. Edwards uses the body well. The ball scooped, almost thrown. Carey, the hand pass. McCarthy, Cracker at half forward. Oh, good tackle by Rodney Eade, brilliantly done. McCarthy butters up and has a shot at goal, but is off target. And in fact, has put it out of bounds on the full. Number 21 for the Bears, Zanotti, will kick the ball back.
I'm not game to say John McCarthy will be a great player in wet weather because he's a Tasmanian. Last time I said that, plenty of Tasmanians wrote to me and said that they have less rainfall than any other capital city.
Well, I think they should too, making such rash statements like that. Hepburn knocks the ball actually the Bears' way. Williams tries to soccer it off the ground. Stevens, Larkin. Bears tackling has been good so far, and so has German, who flicks out that hand pass. A little bit too slick for Smith. Stevens again with the chance at half forward. Opposition from Harris, who boots the ball clear of him towards the boundary line. German again has to beat Harris, but he runs out of room, and it'll be a throw-in. Let's go down to Bill McDonald's. Injuries happening already, Bill. What's the score?
Yes, Peter, it looks like Darren Crocker from North Melbourne is the first victim of the soft ground out here. Going to punch the ball, just lost his footing and has sprained his left ankle, so his chances of coming back into the match looking a little bit slim at the moment. He's on the sideline with the ankle packed in ice.
Rock to steal to the forward line, taken away by Gibson. Punch to the ground. Chance now for Lachlan Simi as it's socket out of his man. Peter German's going to be dangerous up on that half-forward line. Larkin, with German and Larkin hanging around there, there's a bit of talent. This is Rowe going short, dangerous, because Carey sat there and waited for it to Cracker. Over to Peter German from 45 metres. German with the long kick. Is that a goal? It could be another one. Yes, it is to North. Points, and Carey is proving a real thorn in the side of the Bears at the moment.
Yes, he's been the star of the game, certainly the star of North Melbourne so far. Now a chance for McRae from a standing start, back to vice-captain Buckley. And there's German again, having a great deal with Richardson, but he's got on top Hepburn. Lumbers the kick up towards right half forward. Eade and Cracker, bit of experience there from Rodney Eade. Gets it away from Andrew Cracker, who's one of the real characters in North Melbourne. He's a great little guy. I met him a couple of weeks back. He's not frightened at all. Eade. Hepburn. Much improved player. Short pass looking for Longmire, and here's a chance for a Pickering goal. He's got one already. I think he may have missed that one. In fact, it's hit the post on the wrong side.
Well, that's his second poster.
3-3 to 2-1.
Well, the first one was out of bounds. That's the first poster.
Well, that's a poster. It hit a post.
I know one of the adages in football, or one of the golden rules, is to always play in front, but there is an exception, and sometimes...
What's that, Don?
When's that, Don?
On today's like today. And we just saw that when the ball came over the top of the pack, Pickering by himself.
And this is Bain. Not a long kick, a real slider. Angus comes up with the ball, but the mark will be paid to Leslie.
Well at centre-half forward, Leslie.
Leslie short of left centre wing. The target is Gastev, best and fairest last year. Rowe, a knock-on. 3 Bears players are there. It's picked up for them by McIver, wearing number 7 this year, but that's as far as they're going for the moment, because Stevens chips in at half-back. To the outer side. Ground standing up well so far. Edwards off the ground. Formerly of Fitzroy. And the rain starting to fall again, Pete, so that's not good news.
No, but they're handling that ball pretty well. There's Mark Micken on the bench, and Sean Hart will come on later on, I'm sure, number 32 on the right of screen.
Knocked down by McDonald, and he gets a chance to do his own good work. And the ball out of bounds in front of Gastev. So the Bears working it forward, but it's still 50 metres from their goal. They started well with the first 2. North Melbourne have adjusted pretty quickly to some wet weather football, and they lead by 8 points. At the back is Leslie. Chance for Bain. Lobs it high from a standing start. Knocked away by Brayshaw. Here's a chance for McIver to have a shot at goal, which he has done, and he's put it through.
A free kick for an infringement in the square is given to Hepburn. It's up in front of the North goal. As we see Pickering in after it, he's already kicked 2 goals. Taken away by Michael Gibson, who play, and they've got loose men everywhere. Michael Richardson, an excellent mark, running with the flight of the ball. He kicks it wide for Leslie. Who's got the pace? Leslie's got 2 men to beat, Martin Leslie, but the pace was with Dean McRae. That was excellent play by McRae. He's flattened after he kicked it, but a good wet weather mark that by Mark Williams to Gastev, and the Bears starting to look good again. Johnny Gastev from centre of the ground, a long kick to the full forward line. Over the back is Leslie against Angus. Bernie Harris charging after McCarthy. The loose ball comes to Harris. Harris, a quick kick on the left foot, sets it up for Gastev, who marks. Good play by Harris. Gastev has marked 30 metres out directly in front. Already kicked 1 goal, Don.
Yes, and really have been an acquisition for this Bears side. He came up here last year after being dismissed from the West Coast Eagles.
Surprisingly, I thought.
And it was their best and fairest. The Bears' best and fairest last year, played 19 games, so it was a good effort.
Yes, a lot of West Coast supporters felt he was very unfairly treated. They should never have let him go, in their opinions. Here's John Gastev from directly in front. It's another one to the Bears.
And the Bears now back in front, 25 to 21 here at Carrara, shaping up as a top game despite the wet conditions. It's at half forward again for North Melbourne, and this guy's starring, Carey. Not the best of kicks. Chance for Pickering, just about throws the ball out the rock, and the ball rebounds off a defender. O'Keefe close to the boundary line, will try to take it over.
Strong tackler, young Rock, isn't he? He really gets under the pack there. Also good use of the body by Longmire earlier. Created a path.
Pretty tall, Longmire. So is Ashenko, as they do battle there in the forward pocket for the Kangaroos. Ball socket clear, out to, would you believe, Carey again. Good tackle, Williams. And the ball over the boundary line as Andrew Cracker gives it back to the boundary umpire. Wayne Schimmelbusch, 306 games for North. He captained Victoria in 1987 and, of course, played in North Melbourne's premiership side of 77, their last one. This is a free kick to Alex Ashenko at the right half-back flank.
Ashenko around towards centre wing. There's Hepburn. Oh, kick off the ground was by Bain. Now, will that be paid a mark?
It is.
It is, and it's Brett Ellison. He and Stevens look very alike. He's found Angus. Angus playing on. That's good football because he's got McCarthy loose. McCarthy, centre of the ground, a long kick to full forward. Longmire at the back. Could have got into the back of his opponent. It's all Bears, though. This is Rodney Eade, the former Hawthorn star. Fantastic finals performer for Hawthorn, Pete, over the years.
I remember him kicking a goal in 1978 when we desperately needed one. He went under, I think it was his right foot. It was a great goal in the third quarter.
4-1 plays 3-3. A good game of football. This Zanotti was grabbed when he didn't have it. Also, likewise, Mike Richardson.
Yeah.
But the umpires, well, sensibly under the conditions, starting to let it go a bit and make you earn the free kicks. And they've done a good job so far. As the umpire not attempting to bounce it. It's still in front of the North goal at half forward. There's Brad Edwards trying to get. Now, he was tripped from behind by Peter German, and Edwards will take the kick. No, he doesn't. He hand passed it to Eade. Eade brings it around the grandstand wing to North Melbourne. McCarthy ran out of bounds with it. Tries to hook it back, but in the meantime, the boundary umpire will throw it in. John McCarthy, a very exciting player. Probably, Don, a little bit inconsistent, goes out of it for long periods.
Well, perhaps, Peter, we do expect a little bit more from him, and maybe we're asking too much.
Ashenko and Hepburn. Williams again on the bottom of the pack. He loves conditions like today, or he seems to revel in them. Whether he loves them or not, I suppose, is arguable. Not the fastest player, and under these conditions, Mark Williams can often be, and has often been, a star. Ashenko wins it out. McIver got ridden into the ground, one would have thought. Rock gives the hand pass out. Ben Buckley. Quick kick up to Eade. Last mark.
Too big for the little fellow. Andrew Cracker on that occasion. Rodney Eade.
In the defensive 50-metre line. Rock knocks the ball to the ground. Gastev and Hepburn. Ashenko nearly put her head over the fence. Picked up by McIver. Up the centre field. Now a chance for the Bears. Charging forward is Gibson. Not for very long as Angus repels them, and the kick is marked by McCarthy. Short kick again, not a good one. Cracker the opportunity but lost it. Eade again paddles the ball out wide. Chance for Longmire. Allison, good tackle. He'll get the ball back again after being shepherded by Hepburn. From the edge of the square, a short pass, and Peter German seemingly bobbing up everywhere.
Well, he kicked one from further out than this earlier, Peter. So we could say well within kicking distance, but we've got to remember that that ball would have picked up a little bit more water since his last goal.
45 metres out, directly in front. A goal here would put North back in front, which they are.
By 2 points. This is a terrific game of football under difficult conditions. Really handling that ball with a lot of skill and class. And both these sides have got good ground level players. There's a free kick going North's way. Now this is Brett Ellison. Ellison to half forward. Punched away by Gibson. And Michael Gibson, he's a real honest try. Now there's Andrew Taylor at the back, the blonde guy, who is serving a couple of weeks with suspension. He's asked our cameraman here to keep away from him in future. He seems to get caught all the time. For old Andrew. There's O'Keefe out to Gastev. Gastev again trying to pick it up and heads for the line with it. It's on centre wing. 2 points the margin in a very, very evenly contested game. I think the Bears certainly are missing Roger Merritt around that half forward line. It was Hepburn getting it down. It was Pickering. Not Pickering, it was Stevens, in fact, towards half forward. Carey was a big flyer again. Taken away by Gibson. And Michael Gibson, safety first, heads from the line at half back and puts it over.
There's not too much doubt about his intentions there. 2 points the difference in the first quarter. Gibson 38, Hepburn 34 against Ashenko, who got on a little bit higher and then dumps one of his opponents. Williams, a short kick. Larkin. Zanotti tries to punch it clear. And picking up the crumbs pretty well as McCarthy with a shot at goal, and that shaves the post as well. So we've had a couple of posters down there. Well, Peter
I don't know if you'd say it shaved the post.
Well, hit it. 28 to 25. It hit it, all right. I thought it shaved it.
I would have crunched it.
McCarthy. And over the boundary line. This ground apparently is almost a replica in size of the MCG. I'd suggest at the moment it's probably standing up to the wet weather just a little bit better. McCarthy again. And of course, we have a game at the MCG tomorrow, and we had some heavy rain in Melbourne on Friday night. Let's hope it recovered. O'Keefe runs into trouble. And McCarthy and Hepburn almost collide. Zanotti.
Well done, Zanotti.
Who likes to run with the ball. Couldn't do so then. Bain up. Angus. Here's a chance for North. Picking it up as Stevens. I thought it was Allison for a minute. Pickering. Did he get boot to that? Have to wait on the goal umpire. Yes, it's a goal.
Bob's been up for a week, having a well-earned holiday.
Good luck to him.
On the Gold Coast, half his luck. Centre of the ground, that was Ben Buckley doing the hard work as usual. O'Keefe out towards half-forward flank. Ross Smith trying to control the ball, still goes in after it, over to Allison. That was good team play. They really do work well when the ball's on the ground, and here they go again. They've got those medium-sized players, Stevens and Rock, against one Bears player, and that was Bain. It was a good effort by Bain. His pressure allowed Gestev to take the ball to the half-forward line, where Brayshaw's there for North to tap it over the line. 5-4-34, North Melbourne. The Bears on 4-1-25. But we're seeing a good game of football. It's about 30 metres around for the behind post, but there's the siren to end a very evenly contested first quarter here at Carrara.
Second quarter from Carrara. The difference 9 points in favour of North Melbourne after the Bears got the first two majors of the game. Angus trying to charge his way through and get the ball out to Rock. Didn't succeed. A push in the back, says the umpire. And it's going to be a Bears free kick.
You see the umpire paying the guy underneath just to break up the pack.
Free kick taken by Keane. Up to half forward. Oh, that is too high on Rock, who plays on immediately. Carey getting in front of O'Keefe. Almost took the mark. Eade does the wise thing to soccer it off the ground. Back it comes to Keane. Opposition from Schwass. He was grabbed when not in possession. And Keane will take the free kick for the Bears on the left centre wing. Get the ball moving quickly. He plays on. Not the greatest of kicks. Almost marked by Brayshaw. Buckley looking for a free kick. He might have got one. He has for holding the ball. Not a good hand pass. But his teammate under plenty of pressure there. Buckley pushed in the back, was he not? I think everybody thought so. Smith comes out with the ball, and with the educated halfback flanker's kick to the boundary line, kicks it over. Edwards sitting on the bench. 4-1 to 5-4, and Sean Hart. Rock again. Oh, that is in the back, isn't it? Against Bain. And Larkin will take the free kick. It will be brought back. Matthew Larkin, the North Melbourne captain. Kick dropping a little bit short, but Carey reads it beautifully, Peter.
Oh, he's a good player. Carey's been a tremendous focal point there at centre half forward, and with he and John Longmire for the future, North have got some really good forwards to build that side around. There's Stevens getting it further afield to Hepburn, and that was a beautiful pass. And the mark has been taken by McCarthy, 40 metres out from goal, directly in front. And that is good football. North are developing into a very good running side, and their disposal of the ball is excellent. McCarthy is yet to score a goal. Hit the post in the first quarter. That's a very nice, deliberate drop punt straight through the middle.
Points, the biggest margin that either side has enjoyed so far today. Hepburn knocks it down, and that is a high tackle. Free kick will go to, is it Bain or Keane? Keane it is, down to half forward. Here's Bain, tried to tackle Rock. McIver does that. Buckley shoots out the hand pass. Larkin on the move. So too is McRae. McRae from the right half-back flank. Richardson and Carey. German in front of O'Keefe. Wearing a short-sleeved jersey, you'd call that, wouldn't you?
Does a lot of heavy work, Carey, Don.
Oh, he's a good player, Peter. We've mentioned that earlier. I'm impressed with the fellow.
Hepburn, Ishenko. German and Richardson. Shovelled out to Hepburn, who taps it over the boundary line. Centre wing out of side.
One just gets the feeling that North Melbourne seem to want the game just a little bit more than the Brisbane Bears. They really haven't got themselves going, the Bears, and they're waiting for someone to set them on light.
Yes, Roger Merritt perhaps, and he's not playing today. They'll certainly miss him. They are missing him. There's no doubt about that. This is McCarthy. A bit of territory at the moment. That is almost a throw, isn't it? Stevens picks up the wet ball pretty well, but only one behind. Registered.
Great play by McCarthy. Then the ball just wouldn't sit up for him.
25 to 41. 16 points in favour of the Roos. Stevens again. Sim. Stevens. North Melbourne certainly have the running players at the moment. Buckley's pass, hopefully accepted by German, who always seems to be busy and always covers a lot of ground. Now there was a whistle, player being held.
Yeah, Zanotti was holding Longmire then, and the umpire in the right position. The right position.
And Tony Lockett got a free kick from a similar instance yesterday. It was one of his only 2 goals.
There's no doubt about that one then. Umpire had a great view.
So Longmire for his first goal today. But he's not going to get it. Only one behind. So the difference is 17 points now in favour of North. 6-6 to 4-1.
You feel sorry for the fullback when he used Ping for that, because every fullback who knows the trade always holds. And they're very, very good at it too.
Eade to the half-back line. Here's little cracker. He's dangerous once he gets in there after it. McIver hasn't been dominant, he just lost his boot. Buckley a quick kick to the pocket. The mark has no, it was touched off the boot, so not paid. Gibson a quick kick to halfback Donald McDonald. Oh boy, that would have hurt as he protected himself. Carey dumps Bain after he got rid of it, so that's pretty willing out there. Those North forwards are really throwing their weight around. Allison to McRae. McRae to half forward. Punched away by David O'Keefe. Little Rockers in after it. He gets unloaded. Now it's McIver to Sim. Sim to half forward to Rowe. Rowe will take this. No mark. Oh, just couldn't quite control it. Goes back in after it again. That's good play by Dean McRae. He's having a good day. A long kick to half forward. Oh, Carey, magnificent play. Back it comes to Stevens. Stevens, plenty of backup support. Rock, a little chip pass back to Carey. He's in everything at the moment. Now, he goes for the long booming torpedo punt. Longmire in front. Zanotti at the back. Rodney Eade trying to tap it back, but straight to Cracker. Cracker, a quick kick up in front of goal. Only travelled about 10 metres. The punch away, still danger here for the Bears because Peter German's got it. Onto the left foot, a hook back at goal, and the mark has been taken right in front by John Longmire. And they really worked hard there, North Melbourne.
But it was a mistake earlier, Peter. That punch in the back pocket was back in towards the centre. All right, if you're a forward, bring it back into the centre. But when you're defending, take the ball to the boundary line. That's why North Melbourne have finished up. A bad mistake by the Bears on that occasion.
They're getting right on top of you, North Melbourne. Longmire from directly in front for his first of the day. Pops it straight through the middle.
Opening up a pretty handy lead at Carrara after a basic error on the back line. Knocked down by Ishenko to McIver. Up to half forward. Harris seems to have recovered from that rather hefty knock he got just a few moments ago. Now a chance for Caton. Allison beats him to it. Caton, a clever tap on. Tries to find Gastev, who was tackled too high. And North through Smith. Out of danger momentarily to the 50-metre line on the grandstand side. And that looks to be one of the wetter parts of the ground as it's taken over the line.
Well, that was lucky there for North Melbourne because they were outnumbered. Stevens outnumbered 3-1 on that occasion. And the ball helping North Melbourne.
Williams over the top. Did well. This is Rowe. Just can't get enough on it to bring it back. and one behind at the Bears. They badly need a goal here at the moment. 4-2 to 7-6. 22 points the difference. Not a bad crowd here at Carrara, because when the match got underway, it was raining pretty heavily. Brayshaw brings it in. Knocked down by Stevens. He's been pretty good so far. Micken, who gets the ball out, almost. Hand pass taken by McIver from Williams. Even no man's territory there. This is Roberts from a standing start, and he had plenty of time. The ball shepherded through, but only for one behind by Caton.
Bad miss.
It was a bad miss, because he did have plenty of time there. Too steady. 21 points the difference.
And the Brisbane Bears supporters shaking their heads in dismay then, because really Mark Roberts could have just walked in and popped that through. Brett Allison bringing the ball back into play. Pashenko in the perfect position to mark this, was dragged off the ball. A quick hand pass comes out to Bain.
Oh, good smother.
That was from Bernie Harris. That is a top smother, that by Darren Steele. Steele, a quick kick to half forward. He should mark this. Can't quite hold on to it. There's Carey again, the danger man, to Peter German. An open goal. Will it bounce through? Kicked by Peter German. He's popped it through for another one. A great effort. That's his third.
The forward line for North Melbourne. In fact, around the ground as well, he's doing some useful work. This is Hart. Richardson. Oh, that's a great mark to Bain in front of Buckley. Bears badly needing a goal here. Their forward line lacking a little bit at the moment. Angus. McDonald looking for a free kick.
Merritt not being there has made an enormous difference.
Yes, he's a loss that, well, he's pretty hard to replace a guy with his experience. This is McCarthy, short of left centre wing. Goes down the boundary line. The target was German. Certainly got on top of Richardson now. Pickering just about throws the ball out to Stevens. Zanotti underneath it. So to his Longmire, who comes up with the ball. Great hand pass to German for his fourth if he's accurate. And he is.
But he'll have to tighten up on German.
Well, Scott McIver's picking him up now, as we see Martin Leslie should be playing on the back line. That's his normal position. Centre half back, played state football, South Australia there. And that's his best position. I don't know why coaches these days try and make backmen into forwards when they're natural backmen.
Because a backman will run straight at the ball.
That's right.
But he will not last very long, but he will give a little bit when moved.
Well, anyone who plays North Melbourne this year is in for a very tough game. There's Ross Smith receiving from McRae. Very good in the Foster's Cup series, the night series. They're continuing on. There's Zashenko out to Michael Richardson. They need goals and they need them badly. He might be run down. Yes. Steele. Tremendous determination by Steele. Wayne Swass. We haven't seen much of Wayne Swass today, Don.
No, we haven't. Maybe the conditions don't suit him. He's one of those touch players. But Steele, what a magnificent smother earlier. He followed it up, took the ball down to the forward line, and again involved in team-oriented play.
Cracker to Carey, who's been absolutely brilliant at centre half forward. He's gone wide. He's found John McCarthy, and the danger man comes out now. It's Pickering. That is a beautiful kick, that by McCarthy. He saw out of the corner of his eye. Thought he was going to give it to Longmire. Saw him out of the corner of his eye, and a long, low drop punt hit him right in the chest.
The trouble with Pickering, Peter, is that he's been rewarded. He's been running second. On that occasion, he was dropping back into the goal square. He might start and develop the habit of playing from behind and start to run second.
Well, he read that one well. He's kicked two. He's only 30 metres out directly in front, and they've been kicking well north. Another good drop punt. It's another one to North.
Because for North Melbourne, 66 players, 27. The Kangaroos are hot at the moment. Gastev. North has kicked 8 of the last 10 goals. Wild hand pass down in the direction of the 50-metre mark. Roberts tries to crash through past Smith. Opportunity for Caton now as he takes the ball right on 50. Turns and shoots. That's not a bad sort of a shot. They needed that one. Great kick from Caton for a goal. And a timely one. The Bears' fifth, 5-3, 33 back in the ruck for the Bears. Their fifth goal. Kick by Caton. Hepburn wins it out. Cracker, a hurried hand pass. Rowe doing well. That might spur them along. The Bears, they swing into attack.
Caton was a magnificent kick a moment ago. One of the longest kicks in the game. Bain overran that one. It's right on centre wing in front of the Bears' one-eyed crowd. And there's Anthony Rott, a youngster from the under-19s, and well, he's keeping guys like Marcus Siri out of the side, so they must be pretty impressed with his form. Kicked away by Sean Hart and straight back over the line. There's Matty Larkin, and well, captain of the side, fantastic player, Matthew Larkin.
Looks as if John Gastev's now picking up Peter German. German on the ball. Gastev getting that hit out.
Well, a long hit out, 30 metres round the boundary line and straight out of bounds again, still in front of the one-eyed Bears crowd. There's Johnny Gastev. He's a pretty good player for the Eagles. There was a surprise when he was cleared. He's, as Don Scott said before, the best and fairest winner for the Bears last year. Now, there he is, losing it to Mark Williams. Bernie Harris smothered off his boot by Ross Smith, but we come to expect that of that player. Very solid, dependable player, Ross Smith, on screen at the moment.
And what they've done, the Brisbane Bears, is moved Mike Richardson up onto the forward line, and their Bears are now changing their ruck rovers, it looks like, off the half-back line. McIver and Buckley. Well,
they were falling down across that half-forward line, the Bears. There's Micken towards half-forward Angus. Done some nice things, Angus. Couldn't control that one. It's at half-forward for the Bears, and the umpire said no attempt to get it out. They're pretty harsh, that one. And the free kick will go the way of Ben Buckley. Buckley at half-back flank. Low trajectory drop punt. Carey, when he can't mark it, he punches it to the ground. He's a very good player. Cracker stole that one. That is magnificent play. The short one on Longmire was held again. Umpire let that one go. Ooh, there's some going in very hard after it's shuffled out to Cracker. He's got it, the little rover. Tries to get in the hand pass wide to Steele. A lot of pressure on there. As Sean Hart goes into it at half-back flank, and eventually it's forced over the line. But Longmire, a little bit stiff then, was held back by Zanotti as he led for that ball.
I was impressed also with young Sean Hart, a first-year player, to do what he did up there. Showed a little bit of something. See, there's Zanotti and Longmire at it.
And that's why he was held when he went for the lead.
Bain kicks it high. 20 up, 20 down. Steele doesn't kick it very long either. Longmire and Zanotti. No love lost between that pair. McCarthy hooks the ball over his shoulder. Eden Pickering getting underneath it. Out of bounds on the full, is it? And it'll be a free kick to be taken by Rocket Rod Eade, adjacent to the behind post. Decides on the short pass. Gastev. Bears still in this game and to get their forward line going a bit now. He loves to run, this fellow, Zanotti. Short pass, tries to find Caton, who kicked that magnificent goal. Now that is just about a throw, isn't it? Umpire lets it go. They've been doing a bit of it today. Stevens is playing brilliantly. Kicks the ball where two Bears can't take it. O'Keefe from Gastev. North Melbourne's tackling is brilliant today. They're pressuring them at every instance. Eade.
Well, they're going to figure in the finals race for sure, North Melbourne, Pete.
Not much doubt about that. I've seen them a couple of times, and they've been very impressive. And they played so well, too, in the pre-season competition. The Foster's Cup. Up goes Carey. Wins the tap out. O'Keefe tries to pick it up. Free kick going to the Bears for a push in the back. And it's going to be taken by Sean Hart at the right half-back flank. Hart's kick to centre wing. 1-on-2 in favour of North. Roberts at the front. Can't take the grab. Picked up by Angus. Long hand pass to half forward. Leslie. Bain. Schwartz can't catch him. Now a chance for Keane. Ashenko dropping back and takes the mark.
What a magic piece of play by Bain. Get around the player in the wet weather. It was tremendous acceleration.
That was very good football.
And straight down the centre there by Gavin Keane. And Ashenko dropping back. Better position than McDonald on that occasion. Now this could go anywhere.
That's a big rap. He speaks highly of you too, Don.
Well, he's one of those players who can really do the good thing, and then he'll let you down.
Alex Ashenko straight through the middle for a goal. And still in front, but the Bears hanging in there. Good to see Gavin Keane involved in that play, resurrecting his career. Former Essendon player, of course. As here's Wayne Swass, who's been fairly quiet. A quick kick to half forward. Pickering, 2 men to beat. 2 normally wins out, and they do. This time through David O'Keefe. O'Keefe round the wing. This is Brayshaw, their #1 draft pick. North Melbourne. Mark Brayshaw taps it to the line, and the son of former Australian all-rounder Ian Brayshaw.
Be a sticky wicket here today, wouldn't it? In that game. It's on centre wing. Steele, who started on the bench for North, to half forward. Carey shovels out the hand pass to the captain. That won't lose him any votes. Larkin's kick up the half forward. Now Pickering. Oh, Zanotti over the top.
We could all see what was happening then, and the umpire was in the right position. It was just a matter of when he was going to blow the ball. You could see there.
Actually, it could have been a throw. Zanotti might have been right.
I don't know. I think they may have been holding just a little bit too long then also O'Keefe, and then Zanotti comes in over the top. The umpire was right.
So Pickering going for his 4th goal. The record number of goals kicked by North against the Brisbane Bears is 5. Jointly held by Paul Spargo, Steve McCann and John McCarthy. So maybe German and or Pickering can break that today. Pickering directly in front. Doesn't mess around with that one. Doing it well. McDonald. Rowe. As I mentioned earlier, North Melbourne's tackling excellent today. Schwass applying the tackle to Caton. He's not getting very far. In fact, it's going to be a ball up.
Umpire Hayden Kennedy, and the umpires have been right on the ball today. They haven't had to really earn your kicks, and they haven't missed the obvious ones. There's a quick kick by Bain towards half forward. They really need a goal here. Oh,
good use of the body.
Pass. Good play, Alex Yashenko. Over to Bernie Harris. Terrific dodging and weaving, and he goes back towards Bain. Bain, a quick hand pass to Scott McIver on the right foot. Now McIver sits it up in front of goal. All the markers drop there. Here's danger because Mark Roberts has got it for Caton. Caton, a long kick at the goal by Caton. I think he has split the middle for a great goal. And yet again, that is one of the longest kicks in the AFL.
Williams out of some pretty heavy traffic at midfield. Roberts and McDonald, no stall gift winner there. Back to Micken. Long shot by the former skipper.
That would have been interesting there because Hepburn was holding Yashenko as they both running towards the ball, and I thought the umpire in the right position to see that.
Didn't see it down there though, Don.
No, not a good decision.
Well, I've had one instance of that today. I guess the most famous of all time is Peter Barry against Doug Wade.
Well, Don and I wouldn't remember that far back, of course, Pete. Jack Irving, though, was the umpire.
Jack Irving was the umpire. Rough nut.
Yes, the old crew cut.
Boundary throw in. 45 out. Yashenko. Hepburn up too high. Down to Brayshaw. Couldn't handle it. Bain grabbed well. To his credit, gets his kick in. Roberts missed what he certainly should have taken, but the ball is greasy and it's rushed through by North Melbourne for 1 behind. Normie Dare, former Fitzroy star, coach of the Bears this year, 7-4. Their tally now. McDonald. Kick dropping a little bit short, and the mark is taken by Keane. A little bit undecided what to do.
There's just no movement on the forward line.
No, there's statuesque down there. So he decides to go long, didn't have any other option. Knocked down by Hepburn. Chance for Caton again, the goal sneaker. That's a goal. That should be the goal of the year. He just missed.
He read that so well off the pack too.
How would that have been?
7-5 to 11-6. You kicked them like that, Pete, didn't you?
Bread and butter stuff, those sort of kicks. As we see the kick coming towards half back and Mike Richardson, or half forward for the Bears. This player's been quite impressive. Don Little Bradley Rowe.
I just wondering whether they could play him on the ball, Peter. He's one of those scrounging types of players. He's playing on the wing a half forward. He might just give them a little bit of something around the packs because he certainly will go in.
Micken, good to see him doing the ruck work. They were falling down at centre half forward while he was there. It's Anthony Stevens. Oh, geez, working hard there, Carey, but he's lost it to Gastev. Gastev to Bain, who is playing a very good game, as usual, for the Bears. Over to McIver. McIver to Richardson. Probably should have gone back then to McIver. Now he chips it out in front of McIver. That's excellent football. This McIver from 45 metres. Oh, he went short. Should have kicked long at goals, and it was smothered off the boot. Now it's Peter German down on the back line. Long hand pass. Finds Dean McRae. McRae right out wide, might have put this out of bounds on the full. He has. There'll be a penalty kick out there to Rodney Rocket Eade. He's gone short, a bad pass. But Lux of Fortune, it comes off as Richardson gets it to Gastev. Back to Eade. They're going round in circles at the moment, the Bears. Now it's McIver. McIver out wide to Keane. Keane sets it up to centre half forward. Is that a free kick down the ground?
He picked it out, Pete.
Yes, he was flattened after he got rid of it. And Alex Sashenko will take it. Now, you got your heart in your mouth again, Don?
Well, he kicked a beautiful goal before under the circumstances. A good mark.
It was 25 metres out directly in front.
A bit further out here.
Yes, he'll have to kick this time from about 40 metres. Let's see what Big Alex can do. Well, not a bad looking drop punt off the boot, straight through the middle.
The man! Point, so the Bears coming back at North. Larkin boots the Kangaroos clear. Oh, Gastev, some brilliant footwork. Hand pass onto Bain at centre wing. Caton.
North Melbourne playing with their half-forward flank coming through. That's why Gastev is by himself.
50-metre penalty, Don.
50-metre penalty.
Against Brayshaw for running over the mark.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And like 19 points behind, I didn't think the Bears would have it shown. North Melbourne playing well as Caton goes quickly, but the umpire's going to pull it back.
Yes, it's coming back.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just about back him. He'll kick from 55 metres.
You'll back him for a goal?
I'll nearly back him for a goal. I think he's one of the longest
You'll
kicks in the
either back
game.
him or you won't back him. Now, what are you going to do?
I'll back him. There you are.
Okay.
No, hang on. Is Caton taking it or Richardson? If Caton takes it, I'll back him for a goal. He's got a kick from 55 metres. Now, will he go the torpedoes? The big question. I hope he does for the sake.
Well, it's a 30-minute mark.
Well, what's
and that
the
ball's
bet?
heavy.
Well, I'll go for him anyway. There you are.
Kevin Caton for his third.
Uh-oh.
He's got the accuracy. He's got the distance. Or wait on the goal umpire. Yes, it's a goal.
Said earlier, one of the longest kicks in the competition, without a doubt. And they're making a big challenge. And I think little David Baines brought him back into it. That was Caton towards half forward. Here he is again. There's the siren, though, as they mount another challenge. The umpires put their hands up. And I think
Keane again. Kick dropping a little bit short. Allison should have taken it. Stevens has the kick smothered. Good backup support by Angus. It's fine work that by Sim. Schwass over the top of his opponent.
And Schwass looks as if he's now playing on the half-forward flank. Now, whether that was just a ploy, but now he's up on centre wing. Steele started on the wing, and he's now gone down to the forward line.
Keane takes the free kick, which drops short. Ball fisted clear. Only for a minute. Good tackle by Larkin. Brayshaw in turn out to Allison from the left half-back flank, and a fine diving mark taken for North Melbourne. That's grabbed in by Liam Pickering, who's kicked 1, 2, 3, 4 goals so far. A good effort. Schwass. Leslie comes out with the ball. The advantage rule played in favour of the Bears. Knocked away by Hepburn. Bain overruns the ball. He's been a good player. I thought he helped get the Bears back into it in that second quarter. It's out of bounds on centre wing. Bill McDonald has some news for us downstairs as we wait the throw-in.
Thanks, Peter. Both coaches half-time emphasising the fundamentals of wet weather football. Stay in front and kick long. A couple of changes, North Melbourne. They're moving McCarthy to centre half-back and Angus to full-back to try and stem the flow the Bears had in the last 10 minutes of the second quarter there. And also the Brisbane Bears feel the key to the match is across the half-back line. North Melbourne, they fear they're pretty weak there, so they're going to try and exploit that.
Rodney Eade receiving at the half-back line over to Martin Leslie. Leslie to centre wing. Oh, Mark dropped there by Steele. There's Peter German, who's played a very, very good game. Over to McCarthy, now on the back line. McCarthy towards the pocket. Here's a chance for Wayne Schwass, who's been quiet. He suckers it off the ground. Waiting there is O'Keefe for the Bears to tap it through and save the day. Put it through for a behind to North Melbourne.
Well, they do run everywhere now, and it looks as if Schwass is now playing on that forward line and Steele on centre wing.
Well, North lead by 2-2, so that's 14 is Zanotti. Had a good battle with Longmire. He's only kicked one goal. This man's been, in my opinion, best man in the ground. Carey, he's gone short. He was looking for Longmire. They've certainly done a lot of that today. It's socket off the ground towards German. He's got backup support from Larkin. Have a look at the skills of Larkin. That is beautiful football. Over to Hepburn. Hepburn from 40 metres, straight off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. So that is a very bad miss. Penalty kick down there to be taken by Michael Gibson. Second quarter here. Really, they're running it away with it, North Melbourne. But in the 6 or 7 minutes before half-time, the Bears came right back at North.
Steele. Chance for North again. This is Pickering. Can he get goal number 5? Runs his full distance, shoots out the hand pass to Cracker, and Andrew Cracker fires for full points.
It should continue on.
Ishenko taps it down. Bain. Williams dives on top of it. Socket away by Caton. Stevens is there first for North Melbourne. McCarthy well tackled by Gastev. Allison off the ground on left centre wing. Sim in pursuit. Won't catch him. His hopes are dim. Buckley to half forward. Cracker in front. Eade too tall. Steele roves it beautifully off the pack. Larkin gets mobile, puts it high, and just a trifle wide for one behind to make the difference. 21 points.
Caught that one, Pete. As we see the North bench, Donald McDonald. This is Bain, who I thought really helped bring the Bears into it in that second quarter. Over to Gibson. Gibson to half forward, and Caton. Caton just took his eyes off it at the split second. Mark Roberts at half forward, playing at full forward. In fact, he is, but he's right out in the half forward line. Micken at the back. He read that one beautifully against Warwick Angus. Now, if he kicks it quickly, there's no one in the square, or he's going to. Really did think about it, Mark Micken, but he's now has to go back and kick from the 50-metre line. Not normally a long kick, but they could do with a quick goal. Certainly after North kicked the first. Oh, it's a shocking kick up into the square. It's over the back and touches the hands of a couple of players and rolls through for a behind to the Brisbane Bears. 12-8, plays 9-6. 3 goals to the margin, so 20 points as the kick comes to John McCarthy at half back. And really, it's handy to have a player like McCarthy who can play at both ends of the ground. Got a lot of talent. There's Caton punching it back towards the line, and the player there really has improved. He doesn't mind.
I thought you were going to say Michael Gibson, because he doesn't mind to fight Michael Gibson. Well, his eyes light up as soon as the ball comes near him.
And so do yours, Don. Here's Rowe. Losing it to Angus. Went in after it again, little Bradley Rowe. He's been a good player. Towards the pocket of Mark Roberts. Can he trap it? He does. A great effort by Roberts, and that is a brilliant goal.
Roberts' second goal, and the reply was the second to Roberts. It's 14 points the difference here at Carrara. Out of the centre, Mark Williams. Mud bespattered. Allison a safe mark in front of Sim. Brad Allison from the left half-back flank to the centre wing. Williams and Larkin. It's out of bounds. Big crane over there, and they've been doing some bungee jumping over there, which they can have on their own. Apparently you pay. They need to give me $1 million to do that.
Maybe that'd fix my back.
Well, should try it after the match, Don. Out it comes to Richardson. Buckley. Close to the boundary line and out of bounds from the North Melbourne vice-captain. Close to right half-forward flank for the Brisbane Bears. There it is. Not doing it at the moment. Hepburn with Ishenko. Stevens. He's been a good player today. Certainly been one of North Melbourne's focal points. This is Gibson. Almost puts the mouthguard out as he charges forward. Kick is high and long to half forward. Angus missed it, but good backup support from Allison, who chips it across the ground to Stevens. He's doing a great job down there on Richardson at the moment. Steele. Hepburn. And onto centre wing. Matthew Larkin. North Melbourne's smaller players looking the goods at the moment. Longmire, will he claim that mark? No. The umpire says, oh, yes.
Well, I think he went to punch it.
Yeah,
Longmire.
I know. That's what it came down, and I said, will he claim the mark?
That's right.
Well, you can see there the umpire indicating that he did more or less try to punch the ball, but...
Well, they were harder to get with a new plate, I think, Pete. John Longmire kicked 12 against Richmond from 50, lays back on it a little bit. Almost a grab in the goal square, but Rodney Eade, superb in defence.
Beautiful football by Eade. But that was a dangerous pass all the same. It was Mitroshenko. Chipping across in front was Longmire. 12 goals last Friday night against Richmond, where he led absolutely beautifully.
Will he kick it, Pete?
He'll have to kick from 50. I think there'd be a doubt about the distance this time. It's not Caton. Oh, not a bad-looking drop punt. It is a goal, I feel. Yes, a beautiful goal by Longmire.
20 points in favour of North, who swing into attack. McIver grabbed, seemingly when not in possession. Richardson goes in, doesn't come out with the ball. Gibson puts the body in, enabling Gastev to get boot to ball. McRae off the ground. There's Shinko. Short kick. Oh, great mark taken by Micken, who in the first quarter took 3 uncontested marks virtually in a row. Rowe made a good effort from what was a pretty ordinary pass, I thought. Cracker to centre wing. Buckley in front of Gastev. Oh, that's a strong mark to Longmire. After Ben Buckley features in our song, Australia's favourite sons. I wonder if you can pick him. Speaking of being picked, Gastev and Buckley and Steele having a few words with Gibson. Probably asking each other what they're doing tonight. He's hooked the kick into the pocket. Schwass, Pickering, grabbed well by O'Keefe, throwing the ball, says the umpire. And O'Keefe will take the free kick in the right back pocket.
I don't think Liam Pickering agreed with that one, Pete. As you see, O'Keefe kicking straight in the man on the mark, and it rebounds back towards the North Melbourne goal, and in fact goes over the line about 30 metres round to the behind post. So not good play there by David O'Keefe. There's Liam Pickering and Anthony Rock on screen. Some of the good smaller players. There's Longmire right over the neck of Big Alex Ashenko. Then the umpire right on the scene to award that. Ashenko casually across to McIver. McIver is looking out wide for Mark Zanotti. Zanotti close to the line. Oh, Gastev tapped it straight back to Steele. Tremendous courage shown by Steele. Oh, threw his body in again. Gastev to Zanotti to half forward. Micken up in front. Punched away by McCarthy. Oh, good play by McCarthy. Still going in after it. Taps it on to Steele. Steele is caught. Comes out wide to Rowe for the Bears. Little Bradley Rowe trying a little chip pass across to Bain. Bain at the back is a brilliant mark by Bain. She's playing well. Over to Michael Richardson, who's made position out in the half-forward line. Taps it with the left hand. Now swings onto the right foot and brings it back to the pocket. Sim went for the chest mark, but a little bit too small on that occasion. The ball is fisted away from him over the line. Still, this is a very, very evenly contested game. North lead by 3-2. The throw in the forward pocket. Micken against Hepburn. Micken actually got that one. Roberts taps it over the back to Bernie Harris. Harris cleverly to Mark Williams. Williams on the left foot, hooks it back at the goal. But a valiant attempt there by Brett Allison to tap it through, and eventually the ball actually hit the goal post. So that is a behind to the Bears. They now trail by 19 points.
19 points early in the third quarter. After North shot clear to a 5-goal lead in the second quarter, Brayshaw's kick to the outer side, straight to Mark Williams. He's gone for a short pass, tried to find Roberts, who led into the pocket. Ishenko. Ball paddled out. Bain, Gastev, German. Gastev tries to get clear. German over to Steele. Up to half forward, O'Keefe. Went the knock away. Oh, down goes a North Melbourne player. That'll be a free kick. It's Carey. Cracker takes the kick into the goal square as it being brought back.
Holding the man on
The free kick. Zanotti to take the free kick on the last line of defence for the Brisbane Bears. Likes a run, as usual. Goes out wide to Williams, who seems to get on his own an awful lot. Pass intended for Caton. Ross Smith, beautifully done. Turns on a threepenny bit. Bain. Around German, who intended for Ishenko. Gets grabbed by Stevens, the big fellow. He lumbers on. Richardson. Good tackle by Smith. Some fine work down there in defence, and this fellow's knocked up getting kicks today, Stevens. In the no-man's territory, centre wing. Leslie. Two North Melbourne players are there. Schwass. Back it comes to Larkin. That's not a pass that most forwards would like. Gastev in front. Can't take the grab. Eade tries to get it away from Cracker.
Peter German scoops it back to Andrew Cracker. That was good football. Now, where's the lead? Cracker looking for someone to give it to. Kicks it about 2 metres. Here's Michael Richardson. That knock-on was intended for Eade. Over to Cracker from German. Cracker from 40 metres. Handball straight back to Gastev. He thought he had a North Melbourne teammate there. Hand pass from Gastev comes further afield. Hand pass over the top to Eade was from Zanotti. A very scrambly passage of play here. Rodney Eade in after it again. Taken away beautifully by Stevens, as Peter said. Playing a very good game. Ooh, Longmire rushes into Micken, who showed a lot of courage to go back and take that mark. Mark Micken on the half-back line. It's one senses, although North have looked the better side there. Just hanging in there at the moment, the Bears, and it won't take much to get themselves back in this game. There's Rock towards the pocket. The high flyers are there. O'Keefe against Pickering, and O'Keefe taps it over the line. Forward pocket, North Melbourne's forward zone.
Liam Pickering on screen as we await the throw in. Longmire and Micken. At the back is Richardson. A hurried kick travels some 40 metres. Smith, well shepherded by McRae. Harris in pursuit. Larkin and Williams. Good tackle by Williams. Nothing for it. Could have been rewarded. Off the ground. Good wet weather play by Smith. And the ball over the boundary line, right on the 50-metre mark on the outer side.
Don't you sense, Pete, that North just aren't getting far enough away from the Bears at the moment?
They're not, but no, Brisbane, on the other hand, are playing catch-up football. You know, they get a score, then North Melbourne reply. They just can't seem to bridge the gap.
If they get to within a couple of goals, as Micken takes the free kick at right half-back flank. McCarthy over the top of Caton. Caton got 3 goals in that second quarter, and they were all brilliant. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
Richardson coming off for the Brisbane Bears. And Sean Hart coming on.
Micken and Longmire. Gastev trying to pick it up. The ball scooped out the back of the pack. Andrew Cracker gets clear of Rowe. Knock away by Leslie. Chance for McIver. On to Gastev. Their best and fairest last year. Bain and Smith collide. And McRae does the tidying up work for North Melbourne. O'Keefe in front, strong mark.
Good mark.
Is it ever?
Looking for 50 metres, but he won't get it. Now the Bears out of danger. That was driven away for them by Leslie. Caton, well tackled, Ben Buckley. Back up to that centre area, which is getting pretty muddy now. North Melbourne players through Steele. Plenty of them around midfield. Rock from Gastev. Longmire, yes! You'd have to play it.
Just a bit too tall then, Don.
He was, and I just made the same observation, Peter, that Zanotti really is a half-back flanker in size. You can see there Longmire really did have the drop on Zanotti, and height won out on that occasion.
Longmire has kicked 2 goals for North Melbourne so far. A goal here would make the Bears' task a little difficult, but he's not going to get a goal. 1 behind. So Bears supporters breathe again.
2 goals, 3, John Longmire.
10-7 to 13-9. 20 points, once again the difference.
Michael Richardson and Brad Edwards having a spell on the bench. Oh, this is dangerous. A short pass. Oh, that was dangerous play by David O'Keefe. And really, you shouldn't take that chance unless it's an absolute certainty. You should go long from fullback. As we have a look at this. Now, he was really covered, Martin Leslie, because looming
the pass
at the back
wasn't good, was it? He really wasn't covered if the pass was good.
I don't know.
Went straight over his head.
I think he was in that vicinity. McCarthy should only go short if there's no one near for about 30 metres. Now, this is McCarthy from 35 metres, has hooked it slightly, and the Bears have been let off the hook with those last two shots.
What odds he'll go short this time?
Well, Bears, I should say. I don't think he will, Pete. I think
sure
he might kick long this time.
Well,
in fact, he's not taking the kick.
The Bears playing the huddle.
Zanotti did go short.
Oh.
But he's clear that time. There was no one near him, Rodney Eade. Eade looking for Gastev. Punched away by Buckley. Now, he's a guy that never gets much of a mention by the press. He just keeps playing a good game every week, Ben
Well,
Buckley.
they think of him very highly at North Melbourne because they made him captain, or he came in consideration to be captain. He actually captained them in the Foster's Cup game earlier in the year.
Liam Pickering, but the umpire said there's going to be a free kick. It'll be going to the Bears, and it'll be taken by O'Keefe. Just short of right centre wing.
Gee, gets up
Bain,
Bain.
doesn't he what? He's taken a couple of good marks today, and he socked that off the ground. Rowe, beautifully picked up. Excellent wet weather stuff. Can Mark Roberts capitalise? He's given the hand pass out, gets it knocked back to him. Ishenko. Great play by the Bears for a goal. Even brings it.
So I don't know about this. 15 points to margin. I reckon the Bears are just starting to show something, and North, after all the play that they had, should be further in front.
Got to get the next goal, Pete.
That's right. If the Bears get the next one, they're going to be very, very hard to stop if they get a sniff of victory. Umpires Kennedy and Forster have done an excellent job today. Really been on the scene and only paid the fair dinkum free kicks. There's O'Keefe doing the heavy work. They've really lifted their work rate, the Bears. Little blokes worked hard all day. That's Rowe. Straight to Hepburn. Hepburn a quick kick to the half-forward line. And Carey has been fairly quiet.
These are the difference between these two sides. You've got Carey, they've got Longmire down there. German was dangerous. Also McCarthy, whereas the Bears haven't.
The quick kick, Longmire in front. Is it a mark? Yes, it is. A very good mark. Two good key forwards. And Longmire should kick this one. And it will be a bad one for the Bears if he does.
And again, Zanotti just not quite tall enough.
Well, he should be trying to get front position there, Mark Zanotti.
Just talking about McCarthy earlier, Pete, he looks like he's limping there. He's got two trainers around, so just have to wait and see whether he'll be of value to the side.
Well, John Longmire has kicked two after his 12-goal performance against Richmond.
Was perhaps Leslie a chance to go to full-back?
Well, as we see Longmire from directly in front, stabs at that one, and I think he might...
We all know what a night out he had last week, Longmire. 18 marks, 22 kicks, only the one handball, finishes up with 12-5, 17 scoring shots. Today, 3-3. I know different conditions. Just starting to get on top of Zanotti. The last couple of times the ball's come down there, it was Longmire's height. Earlier, I thought Zanotti matched him, came out and met the ball.
21 points the difference. Third quarter action from Carrara. Stevens off the ground. Kick nullified and smothered. Rowe, Schwass and Caton racing for it with backup support by Hart. Caton, 15-metre hand pass to Bain. Centering kick by the little rover. Beautifully done, Roberts.
That was magnificent football.
Mark Roberts, who kicked a goal earlier in this quarter with a fine kick on the run from close in, from 50 metres out. Does he get onto it? He does. That's not bad. A ripper goal.
1000 presents the Solar Filter.
The miracle occurs before your eyes.
Come to the Louvre, where space-age technology is saving priceless art.
Here, quite literally, science collides with history.
And the escape pod for the European Space Shuttle.
The statistics of this system are mind-boggling.
A fantastic new life-saving invention in Beyond 2000, Tuesday on 7.
That's a throw. Advantage played. Bain takes advantage of it up towards full forward, and a fine lead and mark. to Mark Roberts.
He's done it well there, hasn't he, Roberts?
Well, you can sense, I could sense 5 minutes ago that was happening. They weren't getting away, North Melbourne, and the Bears again are coming at them from 45 metres. Mark Roberts, this will set the crowd alight. I think he's faded it to the right. He has, so they really could have done with that one. The margin now
14 points.
2 goals, 14 points. Well, that would have been a handy one. But we're coming back at North, and they really do play well up here at Carrara, the Bears, and Roger Merritt has been a bad loss for them dropping out of the selected side, but Micken's battling away, punches it wide. This is Brett Allison tapping it out to Larkin. Now, Mark Williams has had the job on Larkin to shadow him, and he's done a fair job too. He hasn't had a lot of possessions himself.
He's a real old-fashioned footballer, isn't he? Matthew Larkin, the big thighs, the big legs.
And I think the same with Mark Williams. The socks are down. He just burrows in. There he is now going into the pack. And he's had a great career, Mark Williams. Firstly at Collingwood as captain. Now up here with the Bears. There he is. And his father, a famous South Australian champion footballer, of course. And there's with Port Adelaide. Now there's Mark, as we speak of him, down towards half forward. Ross Smith over to Rock, and Rock to centre wing. Williams again anticipated well. It was a push in the back, umpire paying advantage. McIver's got a loose man in Gavin Keane. Oh, here they come again. He should go long to the square here. Oh, shocking kick. It could be lucky though, but the ball is punched away. Sean Hart, he could have gone just a little bit harder then. Brayshaw to Stevens. They really messed that up. Punched away by O'Keefe, who's lifted his game. Here's Sean Hart again, back to O'Keefe. O'Keefe setting it up for Caton. Caton caught underneath it, but waits at the base of the pack. Keane is there, a quick kick, right up to the half-forward line. Here's Bernie Harris, brilliant play to Mark Roberts, who has lost it. Harris in again, put the ball on the ground, thrown away. Roberts in there again with David Bain, who's been fantastic. Bain, the short one, up in front of goal. The mark has been taken with 2 bites of the cherry by Brett Allison. Allison out to McRae. McRae's got Donald McDonald wide if he wants to give it to him, but he'll probably elect to go the long kick, which he does, to centre wing. Players waited for it then instead of going in after it. There's Keane lying on top of the ball, and that's holding the ball. Free kick to North Melbourne and Matthew Larkin.
Larkin to take the kick on centre wing. And his opponent, Mark Williams, stands the mark. It's a funny old kick. Ball must be getting a bit heavier. Pickering from 50 metres shovels it out to Carey, who's clear of Eade and can score from there, which he does, and the goal umpire indicates it's a goal. Once again, the Roos leading by 20 points, which seems to have been their mean lead all day.
Richardson back on, and Sim off.
Carey's second goal. So back into the centre. The Bears need the quick reply again. Can they get it? Caton gets them out of the centre. Towering punt kick down to half forward. This time Roberts dispossessed. And it's left to Smith for North Melbourne. To get them out of danger. Larkin and Hart. It's out of bounds.
He's a very experienced player, Ross Smith. And when he grabbed that ball, he could have gone either way then. Back towards half-back or out to the boundary line. He did the proper defensive thing. Micken battling hard against McDonald. A good tap over the back. It's at half forward for the Bears. That's Anthony Rock with a quick kick. It's socket off the ground. Here's Bernie Harris and Mark Williams. Williams has slung off the ball, and they could really do with a goal here before three-quarter time. Williams kicks it to half forward, and I've been very impressed. Oh, he's dropped a sitter. Bradley Rowe.
Very pleased they're having a go and is confident they'll win this.
Final quarter begins at Carrara with North Melbourne leading by 20 points. Larkin tries to spoon the ball out. Richardson went through. Comes out with the kick, so well played from him. Kangaroos' defence standing firm, though they have done all day. Chance now for them to get clear as it's driven away towards centre wing. Carey can't take it. In fact, almost in slow motion down there. The handball comes out to Micken. Caton could have given away a free kick, but it's Schwass. Gets around Hart. On it goes to Allison on centre wing. Now Buckley. The North Melbourne player limping off. We'll pick him up in a minute as play continues. Down to Leslie. Could be a blow for them. And Richardson taking an uncontested mark. out of the back line. Bain kicks into the man on the mark. And that was Stevens. And I said it before and I'll say it again. He's played a great game today. Out of bounds almost. In fact, out of bounds it is. In front of Gibson.
Well, they can't rely on their bench now, North Melbourne, because they've got Crocker, who did his ankle, and also Carey limping off. Doesn't look too good either, so they haven't got any reserves to call on now.
McDonald and Micken. Shoveled out by Leslie. Bain. He'll do a little bit better with it this time. The hand pass is effective. And they do get clear. Keane's hand pass accepted, ultimately, by Mark Williams. Up to centre field. Good effort to mark by Rowe. Been impressed with him today too. Gastev on the bottom of the pack to scramble at midfield. He was actually held, but he didn't have it hard. But the umpire says play on. And North Melbourne again through Stevens to half forward. That's a wrestle. O'Keefe has come up with the ball. It's going to be a free kick or a ball up. It's going to be a ball up. Still 20 points the difference. No addition to the three-quarter time score.
The North Melbourne player was dragged off the ball then, a little bit unlucky as he went for that mark. Micken, they're going to miss Carey at half forward. He has been nearly best man on the ground, and unfortunately he's injured. Here's a chance for Larkin after that scrappy hand pass. Been under a lot of pressure all day though. There's Steele to McDonald to Larkin. Danger here for the Bears. It's up in front of goal. It's fisted away. They're doing well in defence, the Bears. Quick hand pass, though. Oh, real danger here. Peter German, plenty of time to steady from 40 metres. Hooks it back at the goals. Zanotti, cleverly. Beautiful play to David Bain. Gastev goes back and should mark at half-back, and they're looking dangerous, the Bears. Oh, Leslie, bad play. He tried to be a little bit too fancy. Micken has improved his play, coming back into that side. He's played a fair game today. Now it's on centre wing. The Bears have got it loose. Bradley Rowe gets away from McRae, kicks it up to Roberts. A bit of pace on Roberts shown by Brayshaw, but Roberts still went in hard after it. Stevens, as Peter said, a great game by Anthony Stevens today. Short to McDonald. McDonald marks in front of Leslie. McDonald wants to get on it. The lead has been made. Oh, beautiful pass, setting it up for Longmire. Yes.
Gavin Keane should have gone then. Gavin Keane should have gone.
Yes, she had every chance to chip across and block that pass.
Edwards on for Hart.
As you can see, Keane waited back. He shouldn't have hesitated. Longmire from 50 metres, slightly across the face and through for one behind. But I agree with you, Don.
I mean, you can't afford to do things such as that. But we'll go down to Bill McDonald and get a report on Wayne Carey.
Thanks very much, Donald. Wayne Carey is sitting next to Darren Crocker on the bench at the moment. Identical injuries, a badly sprained ankle. It's in ice at the moment. That's the end of the match for him.
McIver sidesteps into trouble and then gets out of it.
The lights are on, Pete.
Yes. Stevens, yet again, away from Gastev, but Williams is in the road this time. Good hand pass, Keane. Can the Bears make something of this forward move? Bigashenko with Angus. Oh, he gets heaved out of the road in the back. The umpire's played the advantage. There was no advantage. They'll be lucky.
No, he's given it to Richardson.
Yeah, I know, but it was another free kick.
That's right. The advantage didn't work in their favour.
So Richardson from 50 metres.
Oh, good.
Yes, excellent pass to Roberts.
Now, he should kick this. His kicking is any indication of him in the third quarter. He was out on that 50-metre line. He made the distance on both occasions.
No, he missed one, Don. I think you're right.
Yeah, he made the distance on both occasions. 1 point and also a goal.
And he kicked one from close in for 3 goals so far.
Well, with Carey off the ground, I think the Bears might come back here.
I believe he kicked the first goal that they got. He's got that one.
There all day, even when North have threatened to really run away with it. This is the time. Now, is that holding the ball? Hayden Kennedy didn't think so, although Gavin Keane did.
Bradley Rowe's now on the ball, Peter. This is what I've waited to see. He's been playing on the wing. I think he can give them something if he gets himself underneath the packs.
He's a little goer. There's Ben Buckley punching it forward. Bradley Edwards. Anthony Rock, a quick kick down towards the pocket. Longmire against Zanotti. Look at the pace of Mark Zanotti. And he's got tons of that as he tapped it to the line. I think they really believe the Bears are just looking dangerous. This is the time right throughout the match when North have been able to repel the attacks and go down and kick a goal themselves. themselves. But let's see what happens here as the big punch away comes to Johnny Gastev, who's tried hard all day. He does the correct defensive play on that occasion and kicks it straight back towards the boundary line. Brad Edwards on screen. The big scoreboard shows 15-11 playing 13-8, and the big Bears sign up on top right. And the supporters, there's Wayne Carey. Shocking luck for him, in my opinion, best man on the ground. There's John Gastev going short, and he has found Leslie at half-back, the former South Australian interstater. I think he might have been All-Australian player one year, but here is Ross Smith with the long kick. Longmire going back, and good courage shown there by Michael Gibson to run straight at the ball and punch it through for a behind. It's a free score. No score. The free kick was paid to Zanotti. Out to Michael Richardson. He's dispossessed. In after it again goes Richardson. Now it's Anthony Rock. He's hooking it back in front of goal. Zanotti against McCarthy. Over the back is Micken. Oh, he went to tap it through. This could cost them a goal. Kicked by McCarthy. Back to German. German hooks it at an open goal and pops it through after a bad mistake by the Bears.
He looks a little proppy. I wonder if that is a slight injury. Gastev up to half forward. Who's going to get there first? The speed of Bain. Not Bain, it's Bernie Harris. Roberts in front. Can't take the grab. Gastev, a little toe poke out to Schwass. Brayshaw. Back to midfield. Williams runs into a teammate in Brad Edwards, who shovels it out to Richardson. Onto Gastev. Leslie. Short kick. Again, Roberts can't take the mark. Angus out of bounds. Right forward pocket for the Brisbane Bears. And they need a goal quickly, trailing 13 goals, 8. 86 to 16-11, 107. 21 points the difference. Knocked down by Hepburn. Harris is harassed. He'll beat it back by Hepburn. Richardson. Centering kick. I don't know whether there are any nearer goals. Sort of fellows played a great game. Bain. Two-out duel. Oh, Roberts, yes!
Strength on that occasion. Former back pocket. That's where he used to play for the Sydney Swans, and also when he did come up here, he used his big body. He has shed a lot of weight, actually, Mark Roberts, in all fairness.
He's an improved player, Don.
Well, today he is, Peter.
He's kicked, well, 3, possibly 4 goals. They've got at the start of the match, nobody really knows. And if he can kick this one, the Bears are still in with a chance. It's okay.
4 and maybe 5, depending on what the goal umpire says after the game. But they're bustling forward. I think there's a danger period here for North. Wayne Schwass, oh, that's smothered. Taken away by Caton. In after it again. And a high tackle. No, the umpire called play on. Bradley Rowe in after it. And holding the man decision was on Peter German. The umpire right on the scene there. The short one out wide. The Darren Steele. Steele around the outer flank. And he's found a man. And this is Rock. This is where they normally come back and kick a goal, North Melbourne. They've done it all day. There's Gibson. Punches it out to the half-back line. Bradley Edwards in after it. And a swing onto the left foot. No, he doesn't. He kicks it on the right. And it's a beautiful pass too. He's found Rodney Eade. Eade has it knocked out of his hands. No 50 metres. As Eade goes short to create the loose man to Gavin Keane. Keane to half forward. Leslie marks, and then looking dangerous. Will he give out the hand pass?
Tried to.
He was going to. Now he's kicking it wide for Michael Richardson. That's a beautifully directed pass. As Richardson is a very skillful player. What's he going to do with it? He needs someone to make a lead. Now the lead is on the Bain. He kicks it to the pocket. It's too high for him. In after it was Brayshaw. And no, it wasn't. It was Mark Hepburn. To tap it to the line and over, but gee, just sense there's a worried look on the face of Wayne Schimmelbusch. The Bears coming at North Melbourne.
15 points the difference. The Roos have had the answers most of the afternoon. Stevens and Richardson. It's Stevens that wins out. But it's little Rowe. Crackle in pursuit. He has got pace, hasn't he, Don? Shoots at goal. Roberts missed it.
Pushing the back
against you, Mark. Bad luck, and there's a correct decision.
If they get the next goal, it'll be on.
Bears fans not appreciative of that. Free kick will go to Brayshaw. Essex Brayshaw favours the outer side, hugs the boundary. Micken and Angus. German. Steele. Right on the boundary, shepherded by Angus. Up the centre wing, Edwards takes the mark in front of McDonald. He's gone short, and that's well directed to Leslie.
He's played well today, Leslie, either at centre half back.
Needs to get it moving quickly. O'Keefe in the mud patch, well tackled by German, but he breaks that. Down to half forward, Richardson on his own. Can run on, he's shepherded, but it's a shocking kick. Roberts this time, perhaps. Shepherded by Caton. Bernie Harris. Around one. Can't get around two. Good block by Smith. And the ball trundling towards the boundary line. It beats Caton.
The pressure's on down there.
Good play by Roberts, too, to come out, meet the ball, and then hand pass it off.
There's a pretty crowded forward line now, too, as McIver gets up high from the back for the punch. Perhaps trying to find Harris. The boundary line again was too close. The glasses aren't fogged up at the moment. They were earlier in the day when it was raining. Hepburn in front for North. Gaining some meterage. It's now about 50 metres from their goal. And again a throw in. McIver does the ruck wing. Schwass for North Melbourne. Kick almost marked by Larkin.
Paid it.
Very generous, I thought. Matthew Larkin, the captain.
Matt Larkin has had a tough day. Mark Williams is really warning closely. Brad Edwards doing a good job in this last quarter for the Bears at centre half back. Ashenko. Oh, Darren Steele's got to do the ruck work against Ashenko. Oh, running into a brick wall was Ben Buckley. Oh, there's that right into the ground. Umpire calls play on. As they go in after it, Larkin, that was good play to Buckley. A good diving attempt was by O'Keefe. Oh, terrific play by O'Keefe to Edwards. And that could have been a free kick against Brad Edwards. Shuffled out to Bernie Harris. A quick kick to centre wing. Grabbed there by Keane. Keane to Micken. Micken at the back, fisted on. Can the Bears get the loose ball here? Oh, Rower's been fantastic. In he goes after it. Grabbed down there by McRae across the half-back line. They're defending desperately North Melbourne. Steele on centre wing, punches it to the ground. Thrown out by McDonald to Matty Larkin. Larkin short. Here's danger for the Bears. The loose ball with Ross Smith. Cool, calm and collected. He goes short to Pickering, who marks at the 50-metre line. Now, after all that attacking by the Bears, don't tell me the North are going to go down and get a goal. The short one is on McDonald. Bad pass.
Well done,
Zanotti grabbed when he didn't have the ball, anticipated well. Excellent play by Mark Zanotti.
Well, there's justice in football because Zanotti was pushed out of the way by Longmire earlier. The umpire just didn't see it on that occasion. He was pushed out by McDonald.
Well, it's been
I did see it.
been a top game here at Carrara. Williams, Eade from half-back, straight down the ground. Beautiful pass by Eade, the mark taken by McIver.
Kick it long.
Yes, he can kick long. He usually is. Not so on that occasion. Roberts and Brayshaw. That's holding the man. Not so, says the umpire. Rowe, like the style of him. Richardson in the pocket.
Oh, they're looking dangerous, Pete.
They are. Richardson deciding to get him moving quickly. A shocking piece of play by Richardson. And Rock getting North Melbourne out of the danger zone to Smith. What a golden opportunity missed.
They've had their chances.
They have. McDonald and Edwards. That could be against Brad Edwards.
Oh, don't tell me he's not getting a free kick for that.
Mark Micken coming off. Coming on for the Bears, number 20, Lachlan Sim.
McDonald, Ashenko, Williams wins it. German and Keane. German forced to go to the boundary line. It won't be a free kick, it will be a throw-in. The Bears bench waits and hopes. 17 minutes have gone in this quarter, so probably about 12 minutes left for play. Rock.
Oh, good play.
Not as brilliant as he was against Richmond. Edwards. And McDonald got one too high. Nothing for it. Gutsy mark that was. Now is it
Trying to fill 50 metres.
And he's bringing it back. Harris it is.
Umpire dead right there. He was trying to suck the umpire into 50.
Bernie Harris. Rodney Eade. Needs delivery and disposal usually very, very good. Leslie onto Richardson. He's not having a great last quarter. And Rock grabbed too high. Nothing for it. Buckley tried to scoop it out. The knock-on goes to Steele. Bain pinches it. Rowe calls for it. Doesn't get it. He tried to bounce it in the centre. Oh, you're joking.
They just should learn. Well, I know it's hard to readjust your game. That's their type of game, the Bears, and that's fair enough. But in wet weather, you've got to go long. I mean, you can't handball, you can't bounce the ball, you can't be indirect. And they're doing all of those things at the moment.
I don't believe I saw that.
Well, that was just an instinctive reaction as we see Mark Williams.
That's better.
That's a long kick. Down the full forward, a diving attempt to mark by Scott McIver. Look at the Bears supporters, because if he kicks this goal, they will only trail by 9 points, and they've hung in there all day, the Bears. North have been the better side. They haven't been able to shake the shackles.
See, Peter, in a last quarter such as this, that's all you can do. Get the ball out of a pack and send it long, hoping that all your teammates are in front, because that is exactly what will happen.
And Scott McIver having a rest while he laces up his boot, and what an important kick, Don, this is.
Well, Pete, you know, this could mean the difference, because at every stage North Melbourne have replied with a goal. It's North Melbourne's turn to reply with that goal. Well, he's 15 points of difference. It could be 9.
19 possessions to Scott McIver. Well, that's a little bit less than he normally has. Mark Brayshaw on the mark. And this will make it 9 points if he kicks this goal from 40. Oh, shocker. An absolute shocker. Mark Roberts, yes!
Good pass.
Oh, he's been a good player. He's kicked 4. He wants to get round on the right foot. Now,
don't tell me I'd be going back for a kick.
No, now I reckon he should run out to the right here and have a snapshot and open up those goals. He wants to short pass, and I hope he doesn't mess it up. Yes, out he comes to have a snap. Hooks it hard and high. That's
gone right across the face.
That could be out in the full. No, he sneaks it in from behind, but the important thing, it's still on their forward zone. They only trailed by 14 points. It was a terrible kick a moment ago by Scott McIver. The short pass out wide. The Bears player all alone. Out there is Mark Hepburn.
Much improved player, Hepburn, doing well in the ruck. McDonald in front of Edwards. One of the veterans in the North Melbourne side now. Oh, gee, Pickering was being hung onto by O'Keefe.
Yes, everyone could see it.
Except the Bears supporters, I think, Don. Judging by the crowd reaction.
And David O'Keefe couldn't believe it either.
Pickering between wing and right half forward. Centering kick, Longmire. Has it knocked away on that occasion. Rowe. Oh, Richardson had the chance. Rowe again, taps it forward. Hasn't been a good last quarter for Mike Richardson. Bernie Harris. Brayshaw and McIver. McIver has the front posse. Can he stay on his feet? He can't.
Good play by Brayshaw.
Was it ever?
He kicked it along the ground, then Scott McIver just kept it going in front.
Dead right.
Now they've got it to within about 45 metres of their goal. The Bears, 21.25 minutes have gone in this quarter. 14 points the difference. Hepburn from Leslie. Buckley fumbles. Chance for McIver to Bernie Harris. Standing start kick. Roberts! Almost a miraculous grab. Not played logically by the umpire. Bain's kick, smothered. It'll be rushed through for a behind. Actually hit the post, I
He's
think.
a terrier, Bain. Did you see the way he put himself under that pack?
He is fantastic, David Bain.
13 points the difference. So they need 3 scoring shots to draw level. Nearly 22 minutes have gone. Hepburn.
It's bad marking by the Bears. That's Oshenko's man.
Yeah, little Bain had to chase him.
Didn't help. Funny old kick.
Oh,
Two Bears spoiled each other, so they've certainly had their opportunities as McDonald clears.
Oh, that was stupid play by Edwards.
bad talking, wasn't it, too? Oshenko and Edwards. as the short kick is by Pickering. Oh, here's a danger because Rocker's got it. Clever play by Rock to Cracker. And Cracker's flat, and that could be 50 metres.
It will be, I dare say.
And I think it will be 50, a very late bump.
No?
No, I'm very surprised at that. I suppose the player was committed. Let's have a look at replay. What do you think, Don?
Yeah, well, I thought it was questionable, but then nonetheless, the question I've got is whether Andrew Cracker will make the distance.
Well,
he's not a long kick for goal.
Well, I'll back it. Because it's only 25 metres, 45-degree angle. There's the kick from Cracker, no doubt about that, right through the middle. And that's hard now for the Bears.
Work for the Bears now. O'Keefe grad, we're not in possession. Edwards. Harris.
Now go long.
Keane being chased by Larkin. Not a great kick. Oh, Roberts, yes.
Played well.
He has. He's marked the wet ball as well as anybody here today. Now, he can kick long, as we've seen.
Take a good kick. But he is a long kick.
He is a long kick of the ball.
He's played at full back and they've got him down as 4 goals. One questionable one early. It's either 4 or 5 anyway.
4 or 5?
I think 4.
There's a chance here, Roberts.
Kicking from outside 50. And with the heavy ball, what's going to happen? Drops into the goal square. North Melbourne players won the ball out of defence. That was from Steele. So
it's been a great effort from North Melbourne when you consider that travelling teams really are behind the 8 ball before the ball's even bounced.
Absolute bonus to win up here because the Bears will win a lot up here at Carrara.
Certainly make it difficult for a lot. 19 points the difference. Umpire says a push in the back. I've seen worse infringements in the ruck.
I think having Roger Merritt out has been a real hole in that side today across that half-forward line.
He would have revelled in these conditions, wouldn't he? Look at him.
Well, that was being sucked in there. Williams, who gave away the free kick, went to grab Larkin as he went past to tag him. Larkin gave away the free kick. Oh,
it's gone the other way.
It's gone the other way.
Allison.
They're just biding their time now, North.
Yes, well, they've pretty well got it won in the old terminology. They went into the time-on period. That could almost have been a free kick anyway, but O'Keefe goes for the hand pass to Leslie. Oh, yes, great mark to McIver, who decides to play on, looking for Roberts, and he'll find him. Now, Roberts this time much closer in.
He might be their answer up there, a full forward, Mark Roberts, the way he's playing, because Cameron O'Brien's been in and out. Warwick Capper's been out of form.
Remember, he's initially a backman, Peter, and backmen start off well as a forward, but they just don't seem to have the brilliance to stay up there.
Most forwards have got a ton of brilliance, so I would agree with
the
that.
good footballers are on the forward line.
Strange hearing that from you, Don. Roberts. He's hooked it. One behind. So that makes the difference. 3 goals now. 3 goals for a draw, and we've probably got about 3 minutes to get them in.
4-4, Roberts' kick.
Schross will take the mark. Up in the left back pocket. Boy, gee, he's gone pretty close to the boundary line. That's out on the full.
Well, he didn't have anyone to kick to. Bears were everywhere, and they were dropping on that ball as Richardson goes short to Williams.
2 former Collingwood players. Not a good kick. Hepburn.
You've got to be in front. The ball's going to drop in the last quarter.
It did. And Hepburn read it well. He kicked it straight to Richardson, who should have marked. As I said, Mike's not having a great last term. Ball shuffled inboard. O'Keefe. Buckley out of bounds again. North perhaps realising that time is now on their side. 95 to 113.
Halfway between centre wing and half forward for the Bears. They just haven't had enough class up forward to put North under pressure. Now that bounced before the line, a good boundary umpiring decision, so it'll be thrown in on centre wing. Peter German has been an excellent player as usual. He's kicked 5.
Mick and Oshchenko off. Oshchenko on the bench there.
Liam Pickering's kicked 4 today for North. 3 to John Longmire, 2 to Andrew Cracker, 2 to Wayne Carey, whose first half was magnificent at half forward. Shuffled out by McRae to Stevens, centre wing. This is David O'Keefe, who really has picked up his game, and there's the siren to end the game here at Carrara. A good win here to North.
So North Melbourne emerging victorious, 17 goals 11, 113, defeating the Bears by 3 even goals, 14-11, 95. And I think we said it during the last quarter, the Bears had plenty of opportunities, but a lack of class on their forward line probably was the telling factor in them not getting those 3 goals.
Well, I suppose they did have one player, and that was Roberts. At least they could kick the ball up there, but they just made fundamental mistakes at the wrong time. And I criticise Brad Edwards when he came on. He threw out an elbow on centre wing here and finished up with a goal to North Melbourne. You can't afford to make mistakes like that in crucial parts of the game, whereas North Melbourne did have forwards early on, especially Carey before he went off. Longmire was a danger, but they tended to drift out, and it was just a matter of grit in the last quarter. And you've got to pay a lot of credit to North Melbourne, because when the Bears did mount a challenge, they at least had composure, Peter, to come back and reply, and always just have that little bit of a breathing gap.
And they...
So there it is, a 3-goal break to North Melbourne. They've now won 2 out of the first 3 after dropping their opening game to Melbourne on the MCG. And repeating the final score, the Kangaroos 17-11, 113, defeating the Bears 14-11, 95 at Carrara. We'll return here in just a moment. At Carrara, North Melbourne running out winners, but not by too much in the end. They won by 3 goals. The major kickers for North Melbourne, German got 5, therefore equaling the club record for the Kangaroos against the Brisbane Bears, held jointly by Paul Spargo, Steve McCann and John McCarthy. Pickering got 4 goals, Longmire 3 and Cracker 2. And for the Brisbane Bears, Roberts got 4, possibly 5. Depending on whether he kicked that opening goal, which was very hard to see from here. Caton got 3, Ishenko 3, and Gastev got 2 goals. So an 18-point win to North Melbourne under these conditions up here on the Gold Coast. I'm sure Wayne Schimmelbusch would be very, very happy with that. Let's take a look at some of the action here from Carrara this afternoon. And the Bears started off well. They got the first 2 goals on the board, but North Melbourne then came back at them. Good goal by Mark Roberts, and he was certainly the focal point up forward for the Bears. This fellow too played well, gentlemen, didn't he? Rowe did a lot of useful things around the ground.
Well, he came onto the ball in the last quarter, and you know, really did put themselves in. I think they were well served, Peter, also by young David Bain, or small David Bain.
He is one of the best little men in the game, David Bain. He never stops working. He chases. Now there's Carey, in my opinion, in the first half, the best man on the ground. A terrific display centre foot. Unfortunately, he did his ankle.
And Roberts here again featuring. Could be a focal point up there, but as we mentioned through the commentary, backmen go down there, they fill a gap for a while, but they're not able to continue on. He ran straight at the ball. Little Anthony Rock, also not a bad player. Good battle between, I thought that was Zanotti and Longmire, but McCarthy injured himself, but he continued on. He started like a house on fire, German. And we quickly look at the match stats. Brisbane Bears more possession as far as kickings go, because they go short, Peter, the whole time. I think they really let themselves down on the last quarter. A lot of
20-metre passes and a handball.
Trying to handball when it's not on.
Free kicks, nothing so much in the marking department. Free kicks, it never ceases to amaze me how often the home side gets twice as many free kicks as the opposition. Tackling was good all day by both sides.
Hit-outs in favour of the Bears.
Well, you can comment more on the ruckman than me.
I thought Ishenko did some terrific stuff today, especially when he was resting in the forward pocket. I thought Hepburn also is another good player, but he was up against against Ishenko and Micken.
It was actually a very evenly contested game in general play, as the stats show there throughout the day. But any side that comes up here, Don, is in for a very tough game.
Well, I think they start behind the 8 ball. We've mentioned that.
Time now to check the CUB AFL Premiership Season League ladder.
So just the 1 game played today, and of course 3 games yesterday, and let's look at the ladder as it stands at the moment. The asterisk beside the teams that play tomorrow, and of course the game of the round, is the clash at the MCG tomorrow between the top 2 sides. Essendon
They demolished Hawthorn on that same arena last week, and now they tackle another number 2 side in the Demons. So look at those teams at the top, all with 2 wins. Essendon, Melbourne, St Kilda, North, Hawthorn and the West Coast outside the 5 on percentage. And down the bottom to Richmond, yet to open their account, and Geelong also without a win. To their credit, of course, they play tomorrow at Cardinia Park. And the other 2 games of the round, Melbourne and Essendon, as I mentioned, at the MCG, should be a crackerjack affair. Geelong and Fitzroy at Cardinia Park, and Collingwood to play the Sydney Swans at Victoria Park. Check your local guides for details of coverage. Let's go down to the North Melbourne rooms now, where we find Bill McDonald, and he has with him the victorious coach of today in Wayne Schimmelbusch.
Thanks very much, Peter. Well, Wayne, I suppose you're up there by 30 points at one stage, 5 goals, but gee, you made hard work of that in the end, didn't you?
Yeah, very disappointed in the second quarter when, as you say, we had sort of a 30-point lead, and for some unknown reason, inexplicable reason anyway, the players seemed to relax a little bit and allowed the Bears back in the game, and from then on it was just a real hard slog, goal for goal, and I suppose in the end we were lucky at some stages to get out of the game, but at least they fought it out right to the very end. The conditions were tiring for us anyway, because we're used to playing on hard grounds down there. It's been rock hard down there, and can't believe all of a sudden to play on a soft ground, to sleeping in strange beds, and that they really fought it out well in the end. But we've got a fair way to go yet. We've made a lot of mistakes today, and we've got a lot of things to do.
I was going to say, in that second quarter there, what can you put that down to? Was it a mental lapse?
I think it was more mental than anything. We did start to look a bit tired. I'm not sure why. It was only early in the game. It's hard to say how the travelling part of it, and coming up yesterday and sitting around all morning in the sun, just try and stay out of the sun, but I mean, you've got to get a little bit used to it. And then to run out of legs halfway through the second quarter, it looked a bit worrying for us. But as I said, to their credit, they fought it out well in the second half and kept trying and trying and trying. That's all you can ask of yourself. You sprung a few changes there after the second half in defence. Are you happy with the defence at the moment? I know the Bears had a run going, but are you happy with that at the moment? Oh yeah, our defence has been playing pretty well really. It was a bit down today. I mean, Mark Brayshaw had a bad game. Wherever we put him, he seemed to get beaten, but Mark's a reasonable player. I'm sure he'll bounce back. And some of our other defenders, we lost Darren Crocker early, and Darren's a versatile player. He can sort of play in most key positions up the back line or up the forward line, and he sprained his ankle early, so we're a bit short of big man power in the end, and we were a bit hamstrung of what we could do. But we had to sort of try a few things, and as I said to the credit, they got out of it. And the shapings there of a great forward line. Yeah, we've got the makings there. They're both young players, or 3 young players there, and McCarthy, Carey and Longwire, 3 sort of key position players. They've got a lot to learn yet. They're only 18 and 19-year-olds, but the way they've played this year and gone about their football, we're hopeful that they can sort of hold down centre-half forward and full forward for us for many years. It's something that, all my time really at North Melbourne, we just haven't had a consistent centre-half forward and full forward. It's been able to play there week in, week out, for many years to come, like say the Hawthorn, where you've got a Brereton and a Dunstall, where they've been there for 5 or 6 years and just keep producing year after year. We're hopeful that those 2 players can do the job for us for many years. You said North still have a bit to go, but where do they go from here now? Well, we've got to regroup. At least we can't play to win. It's obviously hard travelling interstate and winning a game, but we've got a few bruises and injuries. We've got a lot of sore players, and we've got a full week this week. We play against Geelong next Sunday. We beat Geelong in the night series, and I'm sure they're all keen to get at Geelong again next week. All right, thanks very much, Wayne.
Next week, round 4. The matches spread over 3 days. On Friday night, it's the West Coast and Carlton at the Wacker. On Saturday, 4 matches at Waverley, Fitzroy, Melbourne. Richmond plays Essendon, Hawthorn tackles Brisbane, and Collingwood plays Footscray. And on Sunday, April the 22nd, 2 further games to round out round 4. Sydney to tackle the Saints at the SCG, in North Melbourne to play Geelong at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And that just about takes us out from Carrara. We hope you have enjoyed our telecast this afternoon. And don't forget, round 3 continues tomorrow with 3 games to be played. Check your local guide for details of the coverage. From Queensland, a very good afternoon to you.
He's every inch a hero, the kind to get things done. But underneath that grip of steel, there hides some